You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
It's a bye week, but messages on my phone. This is why you don't get an Apple Watch, because my watch just vibrates and I'm like, who is it? And I know it's not anything important either, but deal with that in a second. Messed up my intro. It's a bye week. Go Time Dolphins are not on a bye. We are here to talk Miami Dolphins football and everything in between, as my watch is driving me mental. Mr. Charlie Touche, how are you?
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. Yeah, man, no bye weeks here. We're cooling. Off the top, we got a shout out to all of our patrons giving away a Dan Marino college football jersey. Throwback Dan Marino jerseys getting given away today, Kadeem. I like that.
Yeah, definitely. We've also got the Miami Dolphins scarf and the orange Dolphins jersey to give away. We'll do that next week. I don't know how we're going to give it away. If you're going to be subscribers, whether to have to like leave a comment on a message, leave a comment on a video. Charlie, my brain is scrambled. I've just finished playing football. As we established, it's pickup. I thought pickup is you go to somewhere and you pick up the guys while you're there. This was more of a pre-arranged game between 10 friends, 5v5 on a small pitch. Is that still pickup?
So clarity, the Dan Marino jersey is only for Patreon members. The giveaway is only for Patreon members. The Fanatics jersey, the scarf, that's for we haven't determined that yet, right? That's correct, Kadeem?
Yeah.
All
but
right, cool.
I'm pretty sure it'll be for everyone. I just don't know how we'll give it away.
Right. All right, cool. So we were talking about you playing soccer today, and I'm like, oh, are you in the league? And you were like, nah, it was just practice. So I'm like, well, if you're not in the league, what are you practicing for? And he's like, oh, it's just a couple friends. So I'm like, so that's a pickup game, meaning y'all just decided, hey, we're going to go to the park around 10 o'clock and play soccer. You know what I'm saying? That's like a pickup game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to basketball, if you go to the court and you just pick teams type stuff. You see what I'm saying? So that's in American terms, that's just a sandlot game of football, bro.
But then like this is more organized. So like you have to like pay for the pitch in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like until we get 10 players, then we don't schedule the game. So it's just like a friendly game, a exhibition game. Like there's no, like obviously we keep score,
right.
but there's no points. But yeah, like I said, I always thought a pickup game was, you might head down to the basketball court or to the soccer field or whatever, and like have your stuff and be like, yo, do you need an extra? Or me and my friends, we got next, and then like first to 10. Okay, cool. You lost. Next up. I thought that was more of a pickup thing.
That is pickup as well. But like y'all just played a pickup game, scheduled pickup game. Like, hey, we're going to the park on Thursday at 2 o'clock. So y'all scheduled that. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to, hey, let's go to the park and throw the ball around, and all of a sudden it creates a pickup environment. So it's still a pickup game though. Still stand like
fair play. I know it's Go Time Dolphins, it's bye week, but I feel like we can't ignore probably the biggest news of the week over here. We might do more on Patreon, but I do, it is a division news, I guess. What do you make of Robert Saleh getting sacked? And would you still bring him into Miami right now? Or like is Anthony Weaver basically doing a good enough job that you don't need Robert Saleh in any capacity?
So the Paper Planes fired their head coach, Robert Saleh, and there was conversation before me and Kadeem had, I think it was previous to Weaver coming in, us getting Weaver, like, hey, if Saleh gets fired, would we bring him in as a DC? And I said yes before. So now that you have Anthony Weaver, not like here's something that we could tie all this together for real, Kadeem. When we lost to Buffalo, I was like, bruh, I don't even know how good the Dolphins are, and I don't even know how good Buffalo is. At that time, I still didn't know. And it's like 4 weeks later, and I still don't know. I still don't know how good the Dolphins are, and I still don't know how good Buffalo is. So, I like to give an assessment, a proper assessment when people have the things that they're supposed to have to do their jobs. And we can't really assess Anthony Weaver yet. Now, if we take a page out of the Pittsburgh Steelers book, when they hired former Miami Dolphin head coach Brian Flores to be their linebackers coach in Pittsburgh, that kind of worked out, and then he ended up getting a DC job somewhere else. So, there's a relationship with our coach McDaniel and Robert Saleh. And obviously, if he okays it, if he says, "Hey, I want to do this," I'm all on board with him. Salah coming in and being a position coach somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of like, hey, we already got the DC and waiting already on the team. So I'm okay with that. If he decided, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, and if he said, no, we're not gonna do that, I would also be okay with that because his job is on the line as well. Coach McDrip, his job is on the line as well. So I'm okay with whatever we do.
I've seen some people say the Dolphins should fire Danny Crossman and hire Robert Saleh as a special teams coordinator, and I'm like, again, this is why not everyone should have a platform, because like you're just putting stuff out there to garner interaction, so I can turn around and go, that's one of the dumbest things someone's ever said on the internet. So yeah, I can understand if the Dolphins turn around and say we have a flourish is not the right word. We have a defense that outside of the Buffalo game, and I guess the Seahawks game as well, has played well so far this season. Not amazing, but again, as you saw against the Patriots, who, listen, the Patriots are not good at the moment, but holding them to 10 points, getting stops where needed. This is a defense that you would like to think as the season progresses, it will continue to grow and get better. And say we don't need anyone to interrupt what we're building here. But at the same time, I can also understand going, hey, if we can get a defensive mind like Robert Saleh in the building, like you said, as a DB coach or a linebacker or whatever, to if they think can improve on it, then yeah, like you said, I would 100% get behind that. Because we aren't a perfect team. In any way we can improve it, then I would certainly do that. Sorry, Cat for life.
Yeah. Shout out to Cat. What up, bro? I see you. I actually didn't answer the question all the way, Kadeem, because you kind of said how I feel about him actually getting fired. I'm not even sure he's the reason they're sucking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm thinking, wait a minute, and this is AFC East news. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all fire y'all head coach, the same head coach that had a backup quarterback the entire season and kept y'all in every game with a sorry backup quarterback, and he's the reason y'all get fired. He lost, like y'all let him go, as opposed to Aaron Rodgers stinking up the joint. It's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna bring in all of Aaron Rodgers' homies that are not it no more, or not it, period. Allen Lazard is like the wide receiver 2 over there. You know what I'm saying? And Aaron Rodgers could throw 3 picks and then the head coach get fired. I'm not sure how that works, but I don't even think he was the problem. But hey, it's cool to watch the Paper Planes go down in flames.
Yeah, like you said, Aaron Rodgers comes in last year, gets injured in the first game. They don't even go and get a better quarterback as a backup. Like, you can hate Chris Gray, Mike McDaniel, two will get injured. They went and got someone else to do the competition. You know, Tyler Huntley is now the starter. Basically, they basically last season tanked the season. The defense was a very good defense, but the offense couldn't move the ball. Aaron Rodgers comes in, stinks the place out, throws 3 interceptions, and the head coach gets fired. And then the interim head coach changes the offensive play caller. Like, it's a mess, but keep staying a mess because it's just really, really funny. Shout out to IMAX. He says, evening, gents. Shout out to Kenna Rankin. And also, that's 2 things. So, comment from Cat for Life says, the AFC East past 2 weeks are handing us hope. We got to play smart moving forward once Uno comes back. Bills versus Jets and Pats v Texans this weekend. I know the fan base would use Crossman as a scapegoat. Nothing new, Kadeem. I feel you, fam. But also, keep meaning to say this. Shout out to everyone who's been affected by the horrible weather in Florida and
Hurricane Milton.
That thing does not look like a joke at all. So, you know, I hope if you are in the area and you've had to evacuate or whatever, I hope you are genuinely safe. And if you are in a hotel in a different state or you're with family and you're listening to this, I hope this brings you some comfort and adds some normality to what must be a very traumatic and difficult time for you. So, yeah, I hope you are well and safe.
I was talking and texting with my sister. She lives in the Orlando, in between Orlando and Tampa, and it was a real big deal. It was about to be a huge deal. And, you know, being from Miami, Florida, we're kind of stubborn when it comes to weather, Kadeem. Like, we don't like leaving. We don't mind hurricanes, really. It's odd. We don't mind them, but we don't like leaving when they come. So there's a stubbornness to us. And, you know, we're not kids anymore. So we don't really play around outside in the hurricanes anymore. But at the same time, we're fortunate that it wasn't as bad as it could have been where she was. My mom's down there. My nephews are down there. And so it was different to text her and not go through it with her. It was a new experience because I don't know, maybe this is like the first like significant hurricane that we went through without being in the same house. So I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the videos and photos, and yeah, just want everyone to stay safe. Be smart and do what's best for you and your family. No easy way to segue out something like that, but the Dolphins are on a bye week. And I've seen some people talk about, again, now would be a good time to fire Danny Crossman or change play callers and all that kind of stuff to give us the best possible chance to basically win the division, make the playoffs, all the good stuff. Where are you 5 weeks into the season on a bye? Like, what do you think the Dolphins need to be doing this week and next week to give themselves the best possible opportunity and chance to finish the season as strongly as possible?
That's a tough question, Kadeem, because it's like having a car. You have a car and you know there's problems with the car. You're not really sure what it is. Then you find out, okay, this is the problem with the car. You diagnose the problem with the car, and then you wonder, well, I think A, B, and C might have a problem too, but I know this is the main problem. So why go fixing all these other things when you know the main problem to fix? And I say that because, again, our offense is not what it's supposed to look like. So I can't say we need to make all these corrections because the main ingredient has been missing, and we don't know what the team would look like if that piece was in place. So I can't sit here and make a ton of changes knowing that eventually Tua will come back. And I will say this, and you kind of brought it up, and I slipped my mind for a second, but I'm glad I remembered just now. I appreciate Coach McDaniel, bro. And this is why one of the reasons why I appreciate him. This is the most adversity he's had to face as a head coach for the Miami Dolphins so far, and he hasn't switched it up. He hasn't changed who he is. He still talks the same. He's still cracking dry jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that he did not deviate from who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's still rocking whatever he's rocking on his face and on his head. That is weird what's going on. But hey, you know what I'm saying? His daughter likes it, so cool. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate what he has going on. He, yes, there may be some discomfort at some of the media availabilities, but at the same time, he's staying the course of and being true to himself. And I really appreciate that, as opposed to, you know what, we're losing. I'm not cracking no jokes. I'm getting a haircut. And I'm gonna be more serious, take stuff more serious, as if he's not taking things serious now. So I don't know what I would switch up on the X's and O's, if anything, but at the same time, I'm glad it seems like the locker room is like, yo, y'all was more worried than we were. And Waddle had got a question like, bro, the locker room's fine. What are you talking about? Like, he did not even know that the reporter was trying to pull something out of him. He's like, so how is it today? Waddle was like, oh yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Roll up, whatever. And the reporter had to double down with the question like, no. But how is it in the locker room? He's like, oh yeah, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, inside the locker room and outside the locker room, two different places, Kadeem. And I'm happy that my team has it together.
Yeah, I feel like, and again, it's you mentioned about coach not changing the course, not deviating from who he is. I know that really annoys people who again want him to be banging heads in the locker room, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure there has been some times where he has had to shout and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like if he was to stop making the jokes and all that kind of stuff, people would be like, well, hold on, who is this guy? Who is this person? Because this wasn't the person we've seen over the last 2 years. And, I feel like what he's done over the past 2 years has got them to back-to-back playoffs. And yes, there'll be no playoff win. Like, everyone knows that. But I just said in one of the group chats, if you guys want to go back to the days where the Dolphins weren't making the playoffs, cool, fair enough. Like, enjoy those days. Like, I enjoy the days where we're making a dance. I want to make the final dance, the big dance, but in my 10 years of being a Dolphins fan, I've seen them reach the playoffs, I think 3 times, twice under this current head coach. So yeah, I don't want him to change play calling. I think the game plan against the Patriots shows that he's willing to adapt, that he knows how to adapt. And it might be a case of, against the Colts, who are one of the worst one defenses in the league, it's going to be more running the ball. You mentioned last episode that you want to keep Raheem Mostert for another year. Would you? It's weird. Like, if assuming Achane is healthy after the bye week, Jalen Wright, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, who's your running back 1, 2, and 3?
Whoever has the hot hand, as cliche as it might sound. Like, there's no 1, 2, or 3, bro. There's no, well, I have Devon Achane, but I'm gonna run Raheem Mostert because he's the one. Nah, bro. Whoever's doing it at the time, that's who has to do it. Now, I think there are different roles. Like, Achane plays in the slot. He's lining up in the slot a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that. And this is so. Is this just for the Indianapolis week, or this is moving forward? That question.
It's moving forward, because I've seen a lot of people on the back of the Patriots game, and to be fair, how we started the season go, Jalen Wright probably deserves to be running back number 2 going forward.
All right, so I disagree. Like, again, this is the team without Tua. Everything we've seen is without Tua. Like, so y'all telling me all of a sudden Achane's not gonna be Achane when Tua comes back? Like, the same dude that was getting as many receptions as Tyreek Hill when Tua was in, like, literally, that's literally a thing. So we should just stop doing that. Nah, bro. I think people are, hey, be fans. It's cool, be a fan, but I think don't put defensive coordinators at special team coordinators. Just be a fan, bro. And I appreciate your opinion. Kadeem, you said, that's why everybody shouldn't have a platform or opinion. Nah, give them that platform to have the ridiculous opinion so people could call them ridiculous. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Kenneth Rankin said the hot hand is 25. 25 is our best good combination of power and speed. I think the one thing, especially last game, and it could just be the team we were playing, but so he also adds that 28 needs to beef up. I think there were definitely concerns of A-Chan coming out of college, the size and stuff like that. I think he answered those concerns or put to bed those concerns, but also some lingered around. He can run between the tackles. He had no issue with that. He might just get banged up a bit. But when you got Raheem Mostert running hard like he did last game, Jalen Wright looks like he can, make guys miss, but also ride through tackles and stuff like that. No, I do think, to agree with what you said, not to be boring, but ride the hot hands. If A-Chan's going off, then keep feeding A-Chan. If Mostert's going off, keep feeding Mostert. If Alec Ingold is going off, keep feeding Alec Ingold. It's just that I also think once Tua comes back in, defenses playing the Dolphins won't stack the box as much.
I was just about to say that. You're not going to get the same looks.
Not 100%. And I think the one thing defenses probably aren't scared of is, Tyler Huntley being able to find that first read who's wide open down the field. Again, freeze frames, all that kind of stuff. Tua's going mess around and play the Dolphins like you have been when Tua come back in. Hill's going to go for 200 yards per game because he'll be wide open downfield. So, yeah, like I said, I thought I'd ask that question because I've seen people turn around and say, is Jalen Wright already running back number 2 and all that kind of stuff? But it's in the moment. And again, Wright's been great so far. So, yeah.
Hey, so on a lighter note, how's fantasy football looking for you, Kadeem? I'm about to go through the standings and everything. I'll give you I know I sprung that up on you.
No, not at all.
I'll go through the Go Time Dolphins Veterans League real quick while you get the Beginners League set up. And this past week, 2 of the last 3 undefeateds went down. Who was it? Sherrod Steve lost and Flipper Main Mick lost. Championship Chuck is 5-0. Miami Vendettas 4-1. Sherrod Steve 4-1. Flipper Main Mick 4-1. The Average White Guy 3-2. David Brown 2-3. Ty Freak Waddle 2-3. Same old Dolphins 1-4. Got his first win. Welcome, Josh Cassius. Welcome to the league, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate you playing with us. CDs Nuts 0-5, and Fanish is 0-5. It's crazy because CD's team is loaded, but he's 0-5. Like, let me go through this team real quick. This team has Joe Burrow, Travis Etienne, Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, Michael Pittman Jr., and this man can't get a win. And sometimes it sucks like that. But, hey, stay the course, bro. Accept the trade that I sent you, please, and thank you. Yeah, man, we good over here with this league. Oh, Kadeem, matter of fact, go ahead. What we got in the Beginners League?
So, shout out to Ray Bottomley, who I had the fortunate pleasure of meeting on Sunday. Charlie's number 1 fan. He is top of the league, 4-1, for folks' sake. Jimmy Grummett is 4-1 as well. Stranger for Danger, David Brown, Simon Myers of the Dolphin UK podcast, and Paul Motion are all 3-2. I am 2-3. I got a spectacular win on Sunday. It wasn't close. Like, I had to do what I had to do.
Hold on. You say you 2-3?
2-3, yeah.
You said it was a spectacular win?
Yeah, like 145 to 100. Like, it was just, yeah, my boys came out, did what they need to do. And I'm even more annoyed about the previous week when I forgot to take out Devontae Adams, because I'd be 3-2. But, that mistake, I spoke to the team. I was like, guys, I messed up. My fault. They got behind me. We kept on going. Phil Scollin is 2-3, as is Dominic Herbert, apologies. And then in bottom place, Robert Ashton, who is a frequent visitor to Go Time Dolphins, and Charlie Fagan are both 1 and 4. You on mute?
Correct me if I'm wrong. And Robert hit me up. Let me know if you were the person who said this or not. But I think Robert said he wasn't for the 0 RB strategy, meaning don't. So I was like, yo, I like the 0 RB strategy where I'll go receiver, 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 and take running backs late if I had to. And I think in the comments he was like, yeah, he wasn't really feeling that strategy. Let me know if that was you, Robert. I got something for you. Kadeem, this past week, bro, I had a conundrum. Anthony Richardson has been setting me back for the past month, bro. And I've drafted Anthony Richardson in every single league, bro. And he gave me like 7 points 2 weeks ago and like 8 points the week before that. And he didn't give me no points last week, Kadeem. But guess what? I couldn't drop him because I didn't want to drop anybody else on my bench. I thought my bench was pretty good. I got TJ Hawkinson coming back. I had Neighbors in concussion protocol. Cooper Kupp was hurt. Jonathan Taylor was hurt. So I'm like, yo, I got some players that I don't want to bench. And obviously, I'm not going to drop Anthony Richardson. So I started Anthony Richardson and he was out. And I still won my matchup last week. Flipper Main Mick was not happy about that. And I was like, whew, it was 106 to 101. It was a nail biter when you're not starting a quarterback, but I made it through it. But yeah, man, that's all I got for fantasy, bro.
Yeah. Also, while we're here as well, if you are in the UK and you are missing out on your DraftKings fix now that they've left the UK, sign up to Fantasy Game Day app. Use code GTDFF for 3-second entry. If you haven't used the code already, if you have used the code, then this week should be your free game. And best of luck to all of you.
Fantasy Game Day app. GTDFF, promo code GTDFF. And we also, that's daily fantasy, by the way. And I got something for you, Kadeem. I think we should have a relegation league next year in fantasy football, bro. And it is not off of this year, but moving forward, I think we should have 2 leagues, bro, where if you lose in the first league, you get relegated to the other league. I'm just saying, like, we'll figure it out. But I kind of had the idea. I'm like, that might keep some things interesting.
That would be very interesting. I look forward to it. What else have you got on this side of bonus time? Because before I came online, I saw something which made me put my phone down and be like, that can't be true. And it's about a trade for a player. So I don't mind getting into it now, unless you want to save it for bonus time.
I don't know. That was a pretty good cliffhanger. I think we're gonna go in the bonus time. We can see what Kadeem was talking about.
Not 100%, no issue. So, yeah, Charlie, set us up, and I will see you in a sec.
Hey, shout out to all of our patrons on Patreon. We're about to give away a college football Dan Marino jersey. I showed it on the podcast a couple episodes ago. We're gonna give that away today on Patreon. But y'all come on over to the bonus time with us. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Just if I get promoted to the top league, I'm winning it. I'm just saying. It would be a lot of fun. Charlie, I don't know where this has come from, but for whatever reason, it's going on Dolphin Twitter right now. Would you trade for Colts guard Quentin Nelson?
I don't know, Kadeem. That's you sprung that one on me. I don't know.
Why? Okay, so why wouldn't you? He's 28. Let me try and get his contract up. Uh, he signed a 4-year, 80 million deal. Don't know when. His contract runs out in 2027, but there's a potential out in 2025. He's on the cap for the next 2 years so it's 25 mil this year, 22 mil next year, and 24 mil the year after.
So my thing about Quentin Nelson is he's legit, and they were on Hard Knocks or All or Nothing. One of them season camera follows your team around TV shows, and I liked it, and I liked him, and he was like, "Yo, bro, no, I'll save that." But I like him. But my thing is, you should be able to find guards, and to pay so much money for a guard, or to invest so much in a guard, to me, it's like paying a running back $20 million. I don't see a world where I would do that, because you should be able to find guards. And unfortunately, that's why friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt, is no longer a Miami Dolphin, because they felt like, yo, $100 million to a guard, we might as well pay a running back $20 million too. And I don't like it. So I would just go out there and find a guard that can do his job for way less. And you know, like, I understand we need O-line, but at what cost and what price do we need O-line? I'm not for it. For, like, I'd rather pay Robert Hunt and have him stay here and we drafted him.
I was gonna say, like, looking at his contract and what he's earning, yeah, you could have got Robert Hunt for cheap over the next 4 years. So first and first, it's like, if you're gonna now go out and pay a guard, that kind of lends credence to the whole Chris Greer doesn't sign his own talent. He lets his own talent walk, and
Yeah.
then goes and pays other talent. I don't know where this Quentin Nelson available for trade talk has come from. Like, the Colts are 2-3, in the division where the Jaguars are 1-4. Well done to Trevor Lawrence for finally winning the game, and the Titans are 1-3, and that win happened to be against the Dolphins. But it's not like the Colts are at the bottom of the division. Like, to me, and like I don't get why Anthony Richardson keeps on getting hurt. Why would you take away his best defensive lineman? Like, I don't understand it. So wherever this has come from, maybe, like, I'm looking at a Bears podcast that's talking about lots of trade questions, including Tevin Jenkins and Quentin Nelson. Again, the Bears, you're not paying your quarterback. Why would you trade away Tevin Jenkins?
I think they're trying to. I think that tweet in specific means they want to upgrade to Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
Instead of like, because their O-line isn't performing.
Yeah.
So, so for them, it's and again, like, if you want to pay a guard, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? If you want to pay a running back, that's your business. So I think for them, they were talking about, oh, let's upgrade our line, because they do need O-line, and that does help them, but you have to pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah, it's like I said, I saw it and I was like, this can't be true. It makes zero sense. But I guess, hey, strange things have happened. And I think for me, as I asked you, I would. Do the Dolphins have the cap? I don't think so. I'd rather extend Fender podcast to Von Holland. But also, you need to protect Tua, not just this season, but next season as well. And if you can go and get basically the best guard in the league, I think you go and do it. The issue will be, yeah, you probably will. That'll be the end of Javon Holland in Miami, and I guess it could be a case of the money you're paying to Ron Armstead, which isn't that much, you won't be paying next year because he's probably going to retire. So then at that point, it's like, yeah, I'm doing too much mental maths for something which one probably isn't going to happen, but I also wouldn't say no. And like, I don't think you can say no if you're going to get Tua back and you want to keep him upright and healthy.
I don't know that this is even on the Dolphins' radar, and I know it's fantasy world, but I'm good here.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's on the Dolphins' radar. I can't see anyone to like lend credence to it. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's looking around and going, "Hey, Quentin Nelson's a really good player. Go and get him." But the coach would be like, "Hey, Quentin Nelson's a really, really good player. He's not going nowhere." So I don't know. Stranger things have happened. One last thing from me is, I know it's nothing, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you think there is anything whatsoever in Tyreek Hill posting on Instagram highlights of him with the Chiefs?
Zero.
All
Bro,
ever-
you don't say, "Hey, Drew, don't get me traded," and then 6 weeks later you say, "Hey, I want to go back to Kansas City."
Yeah, it's one of those things where he even said himself, like he likes trolling people, like he's just trolling you guys, or maybe just looking back through his phone and go, "Hey, it was quite fun. I
Or
won a ring."
maybe he's so disconnected that he didn't even realize that it'll be a problem. Like,
Oh, he knows.
some of the NFL players, bro, they do and say things and don't understand the repercussions that will come from it, from social media or the fans and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna put nobody on blast, but we have a friend of the podcast, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, you probably shouldn't say that." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Hey, you right. I probably shouldn't say that." I'm like, "All right, cool." You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Some people just disconnected, bro.
Yeah. Listen, that's it from me. Unless you have anything else.
That's all I got.
Thank you for joining us as always on this bye week. As we mentioned earlier, if you're in Florida and around the state and the area, please do keep safe. We hope you are well. We hope you are, comfortable. And head on over to Patreon if you haven't subscribed already. You have like minutes before we give the jersey away. So best of luck. But yeah, we will see you on Patreon as we give away a throwback Dan Marino jersey and chop it up as we always do. Until the next one, we shall see you soon. Peace.